petitioners sought a myriad of remedies that essentially called for the nullification of the entire Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023. Having held as we have in the body of the judgment, we decline to nullify the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 in its entirety. Neither would we grant a permanent injunction against its enforcement. We, however, adjudge sections section 3, sub-article 2 and C of the Act to violate the right to health enshrined in Article 12(1) of the ICECR, Section 9 and 11, Section 2 and D of the Act, to infringe the right adequate standard of living lined in Article 25 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Article 11 of the ICCR, as well as the right to health and Section 14 of the Act, to be inconsistent with the right to health, privacy and freedom of religion that are respectively recognized in Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 14(1) of the ICC, and Article 29(1)(c) of the Uganda Constitution. It is abundantly clear that this petition has conversed matters of grave national importance and immense public interest. Consequently, the circumstances of this case do not warrant a departure from the general rule proposed.
Homosexuality destroys individuals, homosexuality destroys families, homosexuality destroys society. This is something that actually destroys civilizations, and we can see from history, there's no civilization that has survived homosexuality. So because of that, we don't want to follow those countries that have decided to do it. We cannot go and be led to the ditch when we are watching.
Expecting the court to rise above populist sentiments in the public. Unfortunately, on this occasion, this court played to public sentiments by quoting public sentiments, by quoting unverified, unsubstantiated allegations of recruitment of children into homosexuality. To that extent, the court was disappointing. But nonetheless, the court's decision must be respected, even if, like in this case, we disagree with it. I think that we will look at the judgment, study it, and quite possibly take this to the Supreme Court, because you cannot allow this kind of judgment to remain on the law books. That a court of law is citing unverified allegations, is citing public sentiments, is citing unverified customs and customary values of a very diverse society. I think that is disappointing. But nonetheless, we'll take this challenge to the Supreme Court and see what the Supreme Court will say.
Any person in its ranks is not a society worth living in. And we are not available to live in a society that oppresses its minorities, that discriminates against its minorities. This is just the beginning of a long and protracted battle.
Banning Ugandan homophobes from traveling to your countries. Stop imposing sanctions. Because when you do those things, you are simply telling the Ugandan public that this is not a Ugandan issue, it's a Western issue, that it is the Western countries trying to impose, using sanctions, using cutting aid, using threats, using blackmail, trying to impose a different cultural practice on our society.